Welcome to another edition of NSNP TV. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the deck mandrels on a Craftsman mower deck for an LT2000. So let's get right into this freaking mess. Some people call them spindles, but the correct word are mandrels. And that's what the blade's hooks to. So you get a pulley there on the top of the spindle. Then you have a pulley here. The belts go around that. That's this idler pulley. That is the PTO pulley. So when you pull the lever on top of the tractor, this moves over, makes the belt tight, makes the blades go roundy round and cut the grass. Well, one of the spindles are broke and it shredded the belt. So let's start by taking these covers off. This is a 3/8 drive, quarter inch drive 3/8 socket. We'll ask the lovely assistant to put that somewhere. This is why we have assistants. There we go. It's early Sunday morning.
Not too early that the mosquitoes are out already.
Yeah. A couple things you can count on in Florida: humidity and bugs. So you can see the pulley guards are off. And not only is that just a guard, but it's also a guide. Or I should say a belt guard. It keeps the belt from falling off. There we go. That will cause the belt to come off when it's engaged. So what we are going to do is take this arm off and take it to the bench, disassemble a few things, and put it all back together. So, alright, so I double checked. It turns out the mandrels comes with new pulleys, so that's pretty awesome. So we need to go ahead and pop the blades off. So we're going to stand it up like this. So that's what the underneath of it looks like. So we'll get these blades off. Alright, so you can see the blades are off. Alright now. So this is a 1/2 inch socket for these mandrel bolts, and these are just self-tappers. So let's see what happens. Wow, that actually did not break. I'm impressed. It must have wanted to be changed or something. And that one's out.
It helped itself. There was only 4 bolts in there and 4 bolts on the other, I'm assuming.
Yep. Usually you don't get that lucky. But sometimes the stars are aligned. And there's this one. Let me show you guys this on camera real fast.
Right in front of you.
So, I'm holding this mandrel in one hand, and I got my hand on top of the pulley for my visually impaired viewers, and you can see that wiggling, and you can see the up and down play, and if you can hear it, I don't know. Not supposed to be like that.
I got it.
Well, thanks. It just magically
Yeah.
appeared. Wow. Oh, this one's much better. A little noisy, but it doesn't have the up and down and side to side play. So, but that one I just showed you was absolutely shot. So, let's get the new ones and go ahead and bolt them in place. You can see these are nice and new. The pulleys are nice and shiny. Heck, they're blinding me. Oh, probably a bad joke. Anyways, It says quiet. Can't even hear it.
And I'm assuming these are the same size for both on this particular, or are they always the same size?
What do you mean the same size?
The same size mandrels, as you call them?
Oh, for this deck? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
Are all decks uniform like that?
No. No, that would make life way too easy. Just putting the bolts back in the holes here, and as I tell everybody, I can't stress enough, don't get all your bolts started. Don't force anything. Everything will just kind of go nicely into place, and don't tighten anything until all the bolts are in. I can't stress that enough, guys. And you may think you need a big 1/2-inch drive impact gun to tighten these, but you really do not. This one's being a little stubborn. They're self-tappers, so they don't thread in exactly easy. There, just kind of got it started so it doesn't fall out. You can tell by the sound of it when they're completely tight. And that one is installed. All right, now let's go ahead and zap her down. All right, so you can see this is the new one, as you can see. And the washer, like I showed you before, this is the new washer. You see how there's no groove. It's called a step washer. You can see on the inside.
This lighting's a little bit better this way.
You can see on the inside. See, it's a step washer. This is a smaller part of the washer, and there's no groove on the inside there. That's perfect the way it should be. And that washer sits inside the hole here of this PTO arm, just like that. And then you'll see when I put it back together, it'll no longer have any up and down movement on the deck, and that'll keep the belt from coming off and getting tore up. Okay, now this one here. And this, well, I'll show you in just a minute. Let me just kind of get this started. There's 2 holes here, one there and one there. We want to come to that hole right there. Maybe, if it'll cooperate for me.
Was that the inside hole?
Yep.
Okay.
No, outside, sorry.
Outside.
Guess it depends how you're looking at it. It's all relative. Where's that? Let's get this started. Again, those are self-tappers, so they don't exactly start easily. And they let's just stay there for just a minute. There we go. Okay, so what I just had to do there is, this has 2 holes. So we had to put this one in first and get it tight, and also make sure those 2 bolt holes stay lined up, because there's a belt guide that sits on the back side of that. So this washer will go there, and then it'll go through this belt guide like so, and then another washer goes there, and then this goofy looking spacer, why they use that I don't know, but I didn't design it. And that will go there. Now, what I do not do is, until we get the belt on, I don't crank that down all the way. I'll just kind of get it a little snug to be sure it don't fall out until I run my belt. Whoops. There we go. See, that way this can still move around so we can get everything in place. So now we'll put the pulley back on the front of it. Just like I told you, it'll be really easy because I marked everything where it went. Sort of. Okay, so this bolt here will come through the bottom hole just like so. And that belt guide will go on, and then the flat washer will go over the top. And then this pulley will go on. You can see the bearing is has a spacer in the bearing, and then it sits on here just like so. Just like that. And again, I do not crank it down until I get the belt on, because the belt guide will have to be adjusted according. So I just kind of make that hand tight so that stays in place just like so. Got it? Good. Okay, so this is the step washer that I showed you. This bolt will go through there. That'll go, everything will sit right like so, and the arm, and then this flat washer here goes there, and then we set the arm on the deck, and then the nut goes on the bottom side of the deck. Oh, I lied. I almost forgot one really important thing. You guys almost caught me, but I remembered. So this is the arm that goes into the mandrel brake. So it comes behind that bracket, and then we'll go into that hole right just like that. So when you engage at PTO, it pulls that brake back, see? And then when you turn the blades off, that stops the blade from spinning, just like that. Your blades on, off, on, off. Got it? Good. Now, here's where the magician trick comes in, to put this all together without it falling apart. So, gotta keep that in there. Then, you can see that that's slotted on that arm. So we gotta get this in here like so. Maybe. There we go. Just like that. There we go. Now I gotta find my, make sure that stayed in there where I want it. Yep, okay, cool. So that's there. Now, find my bolt hole. There. Let's just make sure that that, okay, that's stayed there. Alright. So that engages that, pulls that. Perfect. I'll show everybody how this works in a second. Let me just get my nut on the bottom side so it don't fall apart on me. Maybe.
Oh, I think this is it right here.
Oh, thanks.
Magically appeared again.
It does too. Alrighty. That's really nice. I like it. I like that a lot, as a matter of fact. Everything in the bottom is done, so we will lay this deck down. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, see how little that play is now? You can see the brakes working. Okay, so just so you guys understand, so this is the arm that goes from here under the bracket and over to here. So what happens is when these blades engage, that brake pulls back there. You can see that right there. And then that pulls away from the spindle. That allows the blades to spin freely. When you move the lever to the off position, this bracket comes over and pushes those against these pulleys, and that helps slow the blades down. Got it? Good, good. So now, let's put a belt on and some guards. The belt is going to be so. Okay, Miss Pam Pam, can you come up here for a minute, please? I want you to hold this belt right here, straight out in front of the deck for me. And just apply a little tension for me. If you'd be so kind. Why, thank you. Just deciding where I want that. Looks pretty. That looks pretty darn spiffy. Okay, now let that belt go and hold that right there.
Whoop, right there.
Thank you. Don't worry, I won't cut your finger off today.
Back out to the front again?
Yeah.
This is... I said this is the front again.
Yeah, that should be good. Go ahead, Michael. Yeah, that should be perfectly fine. Okay, where are the guards?
There's one,
Thank you.
and there's the other one.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so that, my friends, is how you change the Mandrels on a Craftsman LT 2000 mower deck, and how to change the PTO arm. Thanks for tuning in.